Hi and welcome to this video. In today's video what we're going to do, we're going to teach you how to perform the false overhand shuffle. Right, let's crack on with it. So this is a tutorial on the false overhand shuffle. What's so good about the false overhand shuffle is it retains the full stack. It also appears in all intents and purposes like a normal overhand shuffle. It will literally, you can do it right in front of the spectator and they will not be able to tell that you're doing a false overhand shuffle. Let me just demonstrate one for you. That is a false overhand shuffle. Just like that, that retains the full order of the deck. Now let's go into the teachings. What I'm going to do, I'm going to film this all in one take, so you're going to see if anything does go wrong, you're going to see that, but it's also a valuable learning tool for you to look back over and see where you're going wrong. So if I do something wrong, you'll see it and then you can fix it by watching the video back. So the first thing to do when you're starting a false overhand shuffle is take the deck like you are going to do a regular overhand shuffle. What you do then is bring up your other hand and exactly as you would do on the overhand shuffle, you take a portion of the deck off. We will call this portion 1. This is the original deck. Now as you come back down to take a second portion of the deck off, I don't know if you can see this, but we retain number 1 in between our thumb and our ring finger. Okay, so that's portion 1 there with the original deck in front of it. So as you come back down to get the second load off, portion 1 gets retained behind the original deck. So now you should be in this position. Your hands come back together again, like so. Portion 2 now goes behind portion 1. So that's portion 1, portion 2, original deck. So basically every time you take a portion off, it gets retained behind by your ring finger and thumb, like such. Once you do 3 of them, you take the rest of the deck and throw the portions back to the front of the deck. So how do you practice this? Well, what you do is, speed is not important. Speed is not important when you're practicing this. What you need to do is do it really slowly and start off by only doing 2 portions at the back. So you pull a portion off, it then slides up into your thumb and ring finger and you grip that, okay? Just exactly like that. The bigger the gap to begin with, the better. So that's portion 1. You slide off portion 2 and you slide that behind portion 1. So you have portion 1, portion 2, the original deck. Then what you do, you take the whole deck and you throw 1 and 2 back on the front. So retaining the order. So let's do that a little bit faster, but when you're practicing, all it is literally 1, 2 to the front. 1, 2 to the front. And that's how you practice. Count in your head, 1, 2 to the front. If I can hold it down here like this, you might be able to get a better view of this. So it's 1, 2 to the front. So that's how you start practicing it. 1, 2 to the front. 1, 2 to the front. Now what you want to do, you want to go to 3 piles. 1, 2, 3, and that's done exactly the same. So you have 1, 2 and 3 behind the original deck. Then you take the deck and you throw all 3 portions to the front, which retain the order. Okay, hopefully this is all making sense to you. So for practicing purposes, you do 2, 1, 2. You retain them in your ring finger and thumb. The original deck is there. Take the deck and they get thrown to the front. Let me just show you that one again. So it's 1, 2 to the front, retaining the order. Okay, once you get 2 down, obviously then you go to 3. 1, 2, 3 to the front. 1, 2, 3 to the front. retaining the full order of cards. Now you can go on to 4. I don't think it's necessarily to do 4, but some people like to do it, and it's exactly the same. So you take 1, 2, 3, 4, throw to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4, throw to the front. I think 3 personally is enough. It feels right. 3 feels about right. Plus, with 3, you're not speeding up the process. I tend to find when you do 4, you're trying to watch how many cards you're taking, how many you're cutting to, just because you don't want. Let me just show you this. If you was to do 4 and you take too many, 1, 2, 3, 4, you can see now that we've got most of the deck, say 90% of the deck, in between our thumb and ring finger, and we're left with only a few cards at the front. Now what will happen is, as you take that deck down and you throw this portion to the front, it's going to be obvious that something is up. You throw that on the front, it looks too much is going on. With 3, what you're actually aiming for is about half the deck to be left and half the deck to be held behind. So with 3, 1, 2, 3, you get that nice 50-50, I find. And then when you take that next bit of the deck, the last bit of the deck, sorry, you have half the deck there, and then you throw portions 1, 2 and 3 in front of it. It doesn't appear like anything's happened. So if I was to show you 1, 2, 3, throw in front, all the portion sizes look correct, as if you was doing a standard overhand shuffle. And again, we've gone all through that loads of times and still the deck is all in order. Okay, so just one last time we're going to do how to practice it, and this is what you do. Just one last time, you practice with 2. 1 goes behind, second portion goes behind, so you have 1 and 2 original deck. You take the deck, take the 1 and 2 and throw it in front. 1, 2, throw it in front. 1, 2, throw it in front, and that's all you're going to do for a good few days, maybe 20 minutes a day. 20 minutes a day doing 1, 2, throw to the front. 1, 2, throw it to the front. Once you're comfortable doing that, you just go to 3. 1, 2, 3, throw it to the front. After about a week, you'll have this down, no problem at all. 20 minutes a day for a week, and you will be able to do the false overhand shuffle. Well, hope you enjoyed that tutorial. You can see that we went over the false overhand shuffle there plenty of times and still retained the full order of cards. Like I say, it is one of the best ones to learn because the overhand shuffle is so widely used around the world. Everybody knows it, even people that ain't familiar with cards, that's how they mix cards. So I truly believe that the false overhand shuffle is definitely one worth learning. As you see, we done, what was that, probably 6, 7, maybe even 8 false overhand shuffle, and still the deck of cards is all in order. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, give us a like and a thanks, and any comments please post below and I'll try to get back to you. Thank you very much. Have a great one.